Welcome everybody to my forecast for this new trading day with the help of the MetaGrid analyzing tools. I have today 4 pairs for you I want to go through. I have the GBPCAD, the CADJPY, the GBPUSD and the EURNZD. These 4 pairs I'm watching today on this new trading day. We had today very interesting trades going on. Especially on the Euro USD, the Euro was going down very hard, and there were several chances to trade the pair. I had a lot of Euro trades today because it was then so obvious that it is going down. It broke 2 buy order blocks very fast, which was a clear sign that the buyers are not there anymore and the sellers are so strong. And if you see such thing that an order block does not hold and it goes through like no resistance at all, no support at all on an order block, then you know that you have a really strong trend you can use for trading. But let's look on the pairs I want to show you today. Here we are on the GBPCAD on the daily time frame. I start always on the daily time frame, and I'm looking here for potential support and resistance zones by myself before I use then the analyze tools. And you can see we have a lot of resistance above here. These are all H4 supply zones. You see here these boxes, and so there's a lot of resistance ahead of this pair if it wants to go higher. So we can maybe here look for several sell trades in this area here if the price comes in this area and zone. We could draw a Fibonacci line from this low to this high. For example, at the moment we are sitting here on the 23.6 level, and it's also a H4 demand zone. You can see if I zoom in, then you can see it better. It bounced here on this H4 supply zone, very nice in front of this zone. And now it bounced a little bit here on this demand zone, and you can see this spike here was also a bounce on this demand zone. So we are in the daily chart, so from here to here we have a bounce of almost 50 pips on this demand zone. You can see how nice they very often react here. And so let's move to special zones. Maybe we go to the H1 like always, and then I look here for order blocks on this zone. I click on the O button from MetaGrid, and then I get the order blocks, and I'm only interested in these major blocks, these blue boxes here. I mark them with the rectangle tool. I have here an order block, and this order block is very good. It sits here in this H4 demand zone here, as you can see, and we have above again order block. It's also a buy order block, and we have a smaller sell order block here. It's a sell order block because the major block is between these red lines. Then we have a sell order block, and if it's between the green lines, then we have a buy order block. Then I can remove the lines. We have them now on the chart. You can see we have here in front of us and ahead of us a sell order block here on the GBPCAD. It's this block here. But let's check the support and resistance zones from MetaGrid. I click here on this button that they get calculated here. If we have any zones, yes, we have some zones. You can see we have here very strong zones. This is a weekly zone here. This is a monthly zone. So we are sitting here between a weekly and a monthly zone, and here's a H1 zone. Here's a daily zone. So like I told you, are a lot of resistance above. I would like to sell this pair on this trading day, that I get some sell opportunities. You can see the price made also the last hours here lower highs, a little bit higher here, but it could not close here above this one. And we also got here lower lows. So we are at the moment here in this down channel, and the question is this only a retracement and then it pushes again higher, or is this maybe a longer down move here, that we come here into this order blocks here and this demand zone again, so that it maybe wants to consume again more buy orders, and from there on it goes then higher. This is one possibility you could have in mind on this new trading day, for example. Still, I would like to see a sell opportunity on this pair. Let's check the trend lines. I remove always the trend lines I don't need, like here the H1 below. I don't think we need them. This is a H1 trend line too. It's interesting because if this line got broken here, this would could be a sign that we see a further up move. We have here also a trend line. It's a weekly trend line, this one here, and we have here the daily resistance line. So again, a lot of support here. Maybe that we can all here again sell the pair. It's not a clear zone here. If we look higher, if we see indeed here this move here, like I showed you, this channel move, that it goes here this way down, consumes here buy orders, and then we could maybe see a up move, and then here on this next weekly resistance zone that we can sell it here. If we see a reaction, this would be a good selling point here, or we see again here a reaction on this supply zone, or here on this daily and weekly trend line and daily resistance. So these 3 points are good for selling. If you want to have some sell opportunities, I would go then to a smaller time frame. If you see that the price comes to such a point, and then you look for price action, big red candle, for example, engulfing candle, or so on, and then you could try to come into a sale trade on this pair. And if you see that it consumes here the buy orders, that is double buy order block holds here, and it goes then higher and breaks again here this weekly level, and this sell zone too, then you could clearly go into a buy trade on this pair on the GBPCAD. So this was this one. We go further to the next pair. It's the CADJPY. We begin again on the daily chart. You can see we have here a lot of supply zones created above. This means clearly we are in a downtrend. We see only here supply zones here on this pair, and you can see it bounced here almost on this supply zone here, or it bounced. Let's see if I zoom in. This spike is like the first high of this box, so it bounced here clearly on this H4 of this higher H4 zone. Very nice. And from there on it was going down so far over 400 pips, almost 500 pips is it's going down from this box here. These supply zones are coming from the MetaGrid supply and demand indicator. You can see how nice these higher zones work here on this pair. If we check the Fibonacci levels here from this low to this high here, you can see that it stopped here yesterday here on the 61.8 level, but it's got broken now. You can see the day opened here below the 61.8 level. So maybe it goes further down. We had here a spike on the 78.6 level. Maybe it wants to retest here this area again, if it comes here again in this area, or it comes to these lows from January here in this area. It's also possible. Let's check the order blocks on the H1. We can see there better. We have here a sell order block. I like this one. We have here a bigger one above, so a lot of resistance again here for this pair. And we have a small buy order block here in this area so far. And let's check the support and resistance zones. We have not so much resistance or support. We have here H4 support, and you can see it bounced here on this H4 support. It bounced here. And we have here a daily resistance, again a H4 resistance. What I would like to see here on this pair, if we see during the night, but I think we have some news tonight. And don't forget, we have the interest rate decision from the EU today. So some news are coming in. But still, what I would like to see, if the price comes not through this two sell order blocks. So if we get here already a bounce or here a bounce downwards, this would be very nice to sell this pair into these two order blocks, for example, if we see this. Or another idea for this pair could be that we wait that it breaks here this H4 line. This is the H4 line here. So if it comes here down, it breaks this one, retests this one, and goes further down. Then we could sell it here, and then our target is here, this buy order block. And on this buy order block, we could try then, if it comes here down and reacts, that we buy it here again. So this would be a really nice trade. And if you see that these two zones here hold, so the pair comes not through these zones, maybe we see here it spikes in or it goes in and then it comes again downwards, we could also sell it here, for example, on this pair. These are possibilities we have here on the CADJPY, in my opinion. Let's see what trend lines we have here on this pair. Okay, we can delete this one. So we have here H4 trend line. This is an additional resistance, and this trend line goes through these sell order blocks. I like this even more, the idea that we get here resistance in this area, in this complete area. Maybe we see this resistance. Always look for price action. This is what I tell you are only IDs. And the price has come to us, the pair has come to us. If this ID works, then we have to see and confirm it by price action. If the market has a different ID, a different plan, and then we have to check and wait what other levels we have to trade here on this pair, like today on the EURNZD, where we saw clearly that the price came easily through these order blocks. It was in this case a buy order block. So if you use this buy order block here and you see that the price comes to this buy order block and makes this, it goes simply through it, no reaction at all, then you clearly know the buyers are not there anymore. They are only sellers at the moment, and then sell this pair, sell it, and go in with a lot of volume and lots that you can milk this move then. Okay, like today on the EURNZD, this was a really good chance to do. So this is the CADJPY. Then we go to the GBPUSD. We are starting again on the daily time frame here. And if we draw the Fibonacci levels from the high to this low, you can see at the moment we are bounced here 2 days ago, 3 days ago on the 61.8 level. So this is the move we see at the moment, and you can see it was here demand here, it bounced here, and it's sitting in this H4 demand at the moment. And let's check here the order blocks for this pair on the H1. Okay, we are approaching here a bigger buy order block here, and we have lower, this is a really nice order block here below in this H4 demand zone. We should clearly here trade this demand zone in the case that the price comes here to this zone. This is a really, really nice zone here. If you have the order block here, and you can see we have also the bank's buy level here, this line in this H4 demand zone. I like this a lot here, a lot. And we have here resistance above with this sell order block. So at the moment the price is a little bit in trouble. It sits between this sell order block and massive buy order block. So we have to see, of course, what price does if we have enough buy orders here. and how many sell orders we have here. So it's a clear zone where we have to wait. And this means for us, this complete area here, what you can see here, this here is a no trade zone. We can't trade it here. We have to wait what price does. If it reacts here on this zone, breaks this sell zone and goes higher, then we can buy it maybe. Or if it breaks this buy order zone, retested it and goes lower, then we can sell it. But we have clearly to wait what happens in this zone. As long as it between this sell order block and this buy order block, we can't and should not trade this pair. We have clearly to wait. Let's check for the support and resistance levels here on this pair. And we have also the H4 line here. It acts at a moment as resistance. Here it was support. And then we have again here a daily in the H1 a resistance line. So even if it comes here through, then we could target only for the first target this one here, because it's very likely that we see then again here a bounce. If it comes above this two lines, retested, it goes higher, then of course we have again a buy opportunity. And you can see in the case that it breaks here this block and goes here lower, then again we have a problem here, because this is a very strong monthly support. We should here again see a reaction. So this pair is really difficult, for maybe good for some scalping trades on these areas here. But in this case we should also already wait that it maybe breaks here this monthly line, goes then lower to this zone. Then I would clearly sell this pair. And I would clearly open here in this area a buy trade. I already told you we have here demand, we have the banks buy level, we have the buy order blocks. So there are many reasons that we should buy the pair here. But we have to see what the pair wants to do on this new trading day. Again, only some ideas from me for you. Maybe you can find here opportunities. Let's check the trend lines too for this pair. We don't want to miss something. We can remove this H1 line. We have here the daily trend line, which supports the idea that maybe the price can here consume buy orders and stays above this trend line. We have here H1 trend line. So we have to see what it does, but clearly I don't want to trade it here between these blocks. We have to see that it clearly goes in one or another direction, and like I told you here, this line should or can act as support. It should be get broken here, that we come to this zone, for example. Or if we go higher again, of course, this is a target, or this is a target here, the 61.8 level again, but it bounced here already. You can see it's a head and shoulder pattern. Here we have here the left shoulder here. My pen doesn't want to paint. The right shoulder here is the head. So you can see this pattern here. If you had drawn here the neckline like this, then you could sell it here. This was a really nice trade if you're head and shoulder pattern trader, for example. So at the moment it's going down, and maybe it won't come back here to this area where we can expect again buyers to step in this pair, or it's strong enough that it already gets here the buy orders to again go higher and kick out of all the traders. You don't have to forget all the pattern traders who are in this head and shoulder trade. They trail here with a trailer behind the price, and they like it as this goes down and down, and then you see sometimes suddenly a up move, a clear up move to kick out all of these traders, and then it goes down again. We see this very often, such moves. And this is one reason why I don't like trailers that much, because these market manipulations, if you want to call it that, kicks you out of this. So I like it more to have the stop loss far away from such manipulations, and I manage the trades by myself, and I click the close button by myself then instead of trail behind at a price. You can see already here this spike. If you had here trailed behind, this spike had kicked you out and you missed then this further move down here. This is also such a stop loss hunting move in my opinion here. Okay, let's go to the last pair for today. This is the EURNZD, and you can see even our automatically moving average from MetaGrid has difficulties for this pair to find a good moving average. It is very close behind, but you can see that this pair is at the moment still in an up move. If I zoom a little bit out, you can see it even better. It made here a higher low, here a higher low, here a higher low, here, and maybe this one gets also a higher low. And we had here a higher high, my pain, okay, it pains again, higher high. And the question is if it now can manage to make another higher high here. By this move, you can see it works and works to go above and more above. So it's heavy for this pair, but step by step it goes higher and higher here. It's a very interesting pair, the EURNZD these days. And it's possible that it wants to come back and retest here this high from October the last year, that it wants to come back here all the way up. It could take some days if it really stays that strong, but you can see it makes always a push up, then it has to breathe again in, and then the next step comes, it has to breathe in, the next step, and so on. And at the moment it breathes again in, and maybe then the next push upwards comes to this area here. And there's one supply zone ahead of this pair which has to be removed that it can go higher, but still very interesting pair. Let's remove this Fibonacci level. I don't think we need it really at the moment. We could draw a Fibonacci level maybe here from this low to this high in case that it goes a little bit deeper. Then we had here the 50% level. It bounced here on the 38.2 level very clearly here. Maybe if it wants to breathe more in, then it could here bounce on the 50 level, and between the 50 and 61.8 we have a small demand zone, but if I zoom in you can see it already bounced here. It's such a tiny zone. This is an example for this supply and demand trading which I really like. It's a really small zone, so it is only 15 pips. This zone is only 15 pips. It came here perfectly back to this zone, and if you had placed a stop loss behind, you need only 15-20 pips here. And then this up move came with almost 600 pips here. Amazing, really amazing. If you do the math, the risk-reward ratio for such a move is unbelievable, in my opinion. But let's check the order blocks for this pair, what we have here. Okay, it sits at the moment in a sell order block. You can see we have the red lines here, so this is a really big sell order block, and even here it begins here to work it through. So this is so far a sign that we don't have that much sellers here in this order block, and we have only here a buy order block and no more blocks here at the moment. So it's on its way to work through this sell order block. It has not found much resistance here, so if it comes here through, or it bounces here in it and goes again deeper, we have to watch and observe this during the Asia session here. And then we have again, I told you this on the daily time frame already, we have here this supply zone which has to be removed, so the price has to come through this zone, and then the way is free to go higher. So if this zone gets removed, the next hours means the price comes here through, and then we can trade this pair clearly higher to this high here, for example, and then we should here take profit, of course. this is one ID we can use. What can we do if it goes lower? Let's check first the support and resistance lines. We have here a daily resistance, so the daily resistance has to get broken here, and the supply zone has to be removed. And lower we have a lot of support. You can see we have here the weekly support line, we have a daily support line, we have again a daily support line. So there's a lot of support below. So this is more or less a sign that it could go higher. It bounced here on all these levels. In my opinion, we should really wait that it clears out here this area, so that it breaks here this complete zone here, and that it then goes here through. If you see this retesting goes higher, then we can clearly buy this pair. If it maybe struggles here in this area now and it goes maybe again down here, then still I would here check if you can come here again into a buy trade. If not, if it breaks here this monthly and daily lines here, I would be very careful. This could be also a false breakout, that it wants to catch here the stop losses which are below here this move, and then suddenly it goes back again here. So I would be very, very careful if it should break here this area. So if it needs more order volume, more orders, then it's possible that the market makers want to push the price here back to this zone here. So very interesting pair. I would love to see if it goes higher and that we can use here the free space above here to go into this buy trade. Of course, you can try, if it comes here through this sell order block, retest it a little bit and goes higher with a clear, strong up push here as target to here. This is also possible. During the Asia session, maybe we see such a move. At the moment it comes not that easily through this block. It has made here now a red candle so far. Maybe it has to go lower to find more buyers. So very interesting pair to trade on the new trading day. So we have a lot of opportunities in the new trading day on these 4 pairs. 4 pairs are enough for trading. We have a lot to observe and watch. I hope you find some trade opportunities and you like the IDs. Until next time, have a good trading day, and don't forget to join the free Telegram group where I give several updates during the day. And yeah, let me know if you like this kind of forecast. Give me a comment also, or subscribe to this channel. Until the next time, goodbye.